What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. It is October 15th. Welcome. Come on in. Today we're going to do a little coffee. Okay, a little coffee and a health chat because y'all need some loving here. So I'm going to discuss health because that's what I do and I love it. So we're going to discuss health and we're going to start talking about what health looks like for someone, what health looks like for someone who's just starting on a program, what health looks like for the long term, and some like hacks and stuff that you can to do for for if you're feeling hungry or lots of different fun things. So health is, I'm just going to say this, health, I believe, is individual, right? I think over the past couple of decades, we've kind of gotten into this like group fitness thing, group or, hive mind of like everyone is on the same diet, everyone is eating the same things, blah, blah, blah. Just because something looks green, it's considered healthy for you. Just because it's considered, just because something is considered healthy, it means it's healthy for everyone. It couldn't be further from the truth. For example, I know that I can't eat a lot of like when I eat a lot of green vegetables, I get extremely bloated and gassy and, I don't feel good. I break out. And most of us have been told like, and I also will say to you, like when I eat greens, like strictly just greens. Now, I'm not saying greens aren't good for you. Greens are medicinal. I'm just saying in a general stance, people think that like, oh, I need to eat a lot of greens every day and blah, blah, blah. And there is some truth to eating greens that are good for you, but there's also a lot of things that like people don't know. For example, I had a client come in this past week, and she was complaining about her toe hurting. And most people would tell you, oh, that's protein, or you probably did something to your toe, or blah, blah, blah. And so when we tested her, we actually found that her body was not happy with spinach, and she was eating a lot of spinach. So I said, do me a favor for a week. I want you to just do an experiment, and I want you to literally just cut the spinach for a week. And guys, in a week, her toe was fine. So I'm just telling you that like people think food can't do stuff to you. People think that food, and I will say too, I think people get like emotionally attached to certain foods, specifically carbohydrates. It's very, very hard to get someone out of eating a lot of carbs, a lot of dairy, things like that. Like there are certain food groups that like we should just avoid in general. And I believe strongly, unless it's like a survival thing, like you should not be eating a lot of carbohydrates because carbs do cause a lot of inflammation. And that goes for alcohol. It goes for a lot of stuff. So in terms of health, like I have a client who literally like was suffering with shoulder pains and stuff like that. And I said to him, like, you need to stop doing, like, you need to give your body the opportunity to heal itself. Right. And I don't think enough people really grasp that idea. You're not going to get to where you want to go until you start to make some sacrifices, at least in the short term. In the beginning, right? It's very, I believe like when you start to, and again, you wake up to this on your own, but I truly believe that when you give your body the opportunity to heal itself, it does. And people always say to me, oh, well, the supplements aren't working, or, oh, your supplements aren't doing what they need to do, or I'm not losing weight as much as I want to, or my favorite, which is I've lost the weight and now I want to lose more. It's like, okay, so 3 things is supplements are supplemental to a good diet. Supplements are supplemental to a good lifestyle. If your lifestyle is all over the place, if you're massively stressed out, like you need to start addressing that stuff. And a lot of people need a coach to address that stuff because I hate to say it, but you guys don't know. Most people, I shouldn't generalize. most people are not aware of just like the amount of stress that they are under and how that impacts their body. Most people go, I will figure out my stress myself. And I'm like, okay. And then when they realize, oh, wait, I can't do that because you're being hit with stressful stuff literally every single day, every week, every month. So when I tell people, like, your body reacts to all this stuff, and if you don't know how to respond properly to it, good luck. And that's not meant to be mean. It's meant to be like just real. Like, most people just don't know how the body works, unfortunately. Like, so it's tough. And then on top of that, so then somebody comes to me and says, oh, I want to lose 15 pounds, and they make that goal, and then they want to lose more. And I'm like, okay, that's great. That I'm fine with you wanting to lose more, but you can't even acknowledge the 15 pounds that you already lost. You can't acknowledge like the first goal that you wanted. It's always something else. It's always more. I want more. I want more. I want more. Right. And I think that does us a huge disservice. I think you're doing yourself a disservice when you don't allow yourself to acknowledge the hard work. You don't allow yourself to, to acknowledge the sacrifices that you made and the acknowledgments that you made. Like, you just don't give yourself that opportunity. So again, like, this comes down to, I feel like health always has been and always will be a multifaceted approach. That's at least what we do here on Your Health. It's a multifaceted approach, right? Like, you need to look at every aspect of your life and choices, and you'll probably start to find, oh yeah, I do eat this, or oh yeah, I don't get enough sleep, or oh yeah, I'm really stressed out, or oh yeah, I probably drink a little too much alcohol. Like, there's a lot of things that you can look at to better yourself. I think a lot of people just don't want to give the thing that's in their comfort zone the weight of what it could do to you, right? So for example, let's say you eat dessert every weekend because you're a dessert queen or king and you just love that, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but it could be keeping you from feeling truly healthy, because sugar does a lot of damage in your body. And it's one of the known leading causes of disease, right? So I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. It is the one, other than parasites, sugar is the leading cause of a lot of issues. And I don't think enough people understand that, or they don't want to understand that, because it would mean that they have to like cut something out. And yes, like, over time, will we eventually coach you to getting rid of things that are keeping you in your way and keeping you from getting healthy? Yes. I think a lot of people get intimidated with health and with getting healthy and healthy on a holistic side, because there's a lot of stuff that like will eventually change. But people, again, we meet you where you're at, right? And I think that that's where a lot of people get scared in starting anything new, is that they think, oh my gosh, I have to do all of this at once, and this is very intimidating. That's not what we're here to do. We start very slow, and we have a slow approach. Now, granted, I will have very real conversations with you of like, hey, I think this is keeping you from, hey, Bruno, I think this is keeping you from health. And I don't think most people are okay with, I mean, I can tell you, when I lost weight almost 15 years ago, I started very, very slowly. And now I'm like a biohacker, right? Like, I literally, like, people ask me all the time, they're like, how old are you by chance? And I'm like, I'm almost 35. They're like, no way. And I'm like, yep. And they're like, you look 25. And I'm like, good. I feel that way, right? I know people who are in their 50s and 60s and they feel like they're in their 40s. So this just goes down to show you, like, mindset is everything. What you put in your body is everything. How you treat your body is everything. And I don't think enough people, people want to feel younger. Like, let's not lie. Like, everyone wants to feel younger. We want to have tight skin. We want to feel good. We want good sleep. We want good relationships. But guys, like, that comes from, okay, this is what I've noticed in my own life, right? I have noticed that when I put boundaries in my life with people, with clients, with work, and that's a hard one for me, because, and I'm learning more and more that I need to put more boundaries up at work. Not saying that saying that I'm going to like leave or anything. It's just saying like I need to put more boundaries in space in my own place to give myself a break every now and then. Now, I'm not saying like, I'm going to take a 2-week vacation because that would honestly bore me to death. Unless I was like going to a place that I've never been, or like taking a trip to Europe that's, and going to 6 different cities for 2 weeks, that's a different story. But I guess my point here is I don't believe that people want to sacrifice things, right? And it comes in time. I'm not saying it comes overnight. Like trust me guys, I used to eat like bags of popcorn, soda, tons of junk food, and it took me a minute to get to I'm not going to say a minute. It literally took me years to get to a point where I like didn't crave sugar. And a lot of that was because I had toxins and parasites in my body, and those parasites they like obviously were causing a lot of cravings. They were causing a lot of stress on my body. And what's so funny is that like when I started detoxing my body years ago, people ask me like, how much do you work out? And I'm like, I might work out like four days a week, usually like 4, sometimes 5, but it's usually 4. I just don't feel like I need to kill myself like that. And when I work out though, I work out 20 to 30 minutes concentrated and I get it done, right? I don't spend hours at my office I don't do that because I don't need to, right? And it's also this mindset shift. Like I was in an aesthetic place for a very long time where I like wanted to look a certain way, and I wanted to, and when I kind of let go of that need and that desire to look a certain way, it's funny enough, my body actually started looking the way I actually really wanted it to. So it just goes to show you, like, when you're so hyper focused on one goal or one thing, and you never just like, it's one thing to like put it out there and to know that it's yours and to know that you're going to have it. It's another thing to like obsess over stuff. And I believe truly that the fitness and health and weight loss industry is like the most obsessive way to think and feel in terms of health, right? I actually hate the term weight loss. I think it's a horrible term. I hate the term. I like even like fitness. I hate it. I think it's again, I think the fitness world is extremely obsessive, and that's just my belief, right? Because I was in that world for almost 15 years. And it's very obsessive and it's very toxic because nothing's ever good enough. You can't ever enjoy life. Your body is going through the ringer, and like it honestly makes people angry. Like I was working out honestly because I was so enraged by my dad's passing and just by people treating me, but it's also because I had no boundaries in my life. But like I literally was like, it was rough, right? So what I'm trying to say is, as you get healthy, don't be surprised when you stop hanging around certain people and when you start saying no to a lot of things and a lot of people in your life. Because I can tell you I did. Hold on, having a sip here. Coffee time. So don't be surprised if you legit start seeing people in your life not being people in your life anymore, or people all the time. Wow, you don't care about like letting go of clients. And guys, it's true, I don't. And it's because I know the level of commitment that it takes to be healthy, and I know the level of commitment that I'm looking for in a client. And again, this is health, right? People in work, this is health. People who are self-employed. Now, I'm not saying to like just throw all your clients out, but what I am saying to you is like I give people time to I'm looking for people who are even like, you might come into my office being very negative because you're unhealthy and what have you. Fine. But if over a span of a few months you start to get extremely negative and it's not changing, I have an issue with that, right? Because that's impacting my life now, right? And I don't think enough of us are we don't have enough self-confidence, like, and again, belief in ourselves to just own what we want and who we want in our lives, right? We're very afraid of being very real with people. We're afraid of knowing what we want in life. We're afraid of owning that, right? Not every person will be for you, and that's okay. But I think that we all need to start looking at who we are, what we want out of life, and be okay with whatever that decision may be. Okay. So I hope this was a good little, I didn't want to come off too intense, but I just pray that you guys all start looking at, am I really prioritizing my health? Am I really confident in myself? Can I let go and let somebody help me? A lot of people are very afraid of letting go. A lot of people are very afraid of letting someone actually help them. Like I used to be very afraid of having a coach because of what that meant. And guys, when I tell you, having a coach and having someone by your side was probably the best investment I ever made, is no lie. Like it was the best choice I ever made in my life. And now I have like 3 to 4 coaches. So like, it's okay to have a coach. It's okay to have someone keep you accountable. It's okay to have someone be a little, intense on you at moments. We all need a little of that, I think, anymore in life. Like we've been way too coddled over the past couple of years, and I think people need a little punch to the throat. So I hope you guys all have a great day and a great start to your week, and I will talk to you soon.